Hey guys and gals, thanks for joining. In this section, we are going to look at the standard American accent. So, some of these things that you may have previously seen in the other accent videos, we are going to go over because they are the primary differences between the American, British, and Australian accents. And one of them that you might have already seen is the hard T sound in the middle of words. And what I mean by that, if you can take a look at the slide, is when a word has a T in the middle of the word, we tend to make it into more of a D sound. Whereas in British English, the T is enunciated more like a T. So for example, British, the word British, we would say British, British. Whereas in England, they would say British. The word city, how they would say city, we would say city, city. Better, better. Sweater, sweater. Water, water. Notice how it's not water, but water, water. And there on the slide, you can see the differences. First is the word, and then second is the American pronunciation with the more of a D sound, and last is the British pronunciation with more of a T sound. So if we move along to the next slide and read this sentence, the cold is a bit of a problem in the city, so you better wear a sweater. Notice how I enunciate the T's in that sentence. However, if I were to say it normally, then it would sound like this. The cold is a bit of a problem in the city, so you better wear a sweater. Notice how the D comes out more than the T. I don't say the cold is a bit of a problem in the city. I say the cold is a bit of a problem in the city. And it is pronounced more as a D. Moving along, the next big difference you will find in the American standard accent is the colored R sound. And the colored R sound is an R followed by a consonant. And this makes the sound er. It is an exaggerated sound, but we will see what it sounds like in these words below. So, word, word, first, first, bird, bird, birth, birth. Whereas in England, they would say wad, wad, fust, fust, bud, bud. And instead of birth, bath, the birth of the child. And in American English, it is the birth of the child. So let's take a look at an example here. So the sentence would read, the birth of the bird was heard first. The birth of the bird was heard first. Really try to exaggerate that sound so you can get that U-R sound coming out. Like a pirate. Moving along, the next popular difference in English accents when it comes to the American accent is the ER sounding. Now, it's very similar to the colored R, the sound, but it's not quite as exaggerated. So let's take a look at what that sounds like. And you will hear this sound in words that end in ER or OR. So, like the words better, happier, easier, or OR words, actor, dictator. Now, this is a big difference between the English from England and from Australia, where in England, they don't even pronounce the R, so it would be beta instead of better Instead of happier, happia. Easier, easier. Actor, acta. Dictata. And so, once again, you really want to pronounce the ER at the ends of the words if you want to have an American accent. And like I said, it's very similar to the colored R sound, but not quite as exaggerated. If you did make them exactly the same, I don't think anyone would notice. So let's take a look at an example here. The dictator was formerly an actor and a better, happier person. The dictator was formerly an actor and a better, happier person. So we really pronounce that R sound in American English. So I hope you were able to learn something from this video and a couple of the differences in the American Standard accent. Thanks for joining. See you next time.